Everyone knows a princess needs to dress to impress. But what happens when it all goes wrong? Here are the outfits that got Catherine, Princess of Wales, into a whole heap of trouble. Back in the early 2000s, when Kate Middleton and Prince William were dating, the princess-to-be didn't seem to care much about what she wore out in public, and she definitely wasn't bothered about the paparazzi. In June 2005, for example, she was photographed roaming the streets in a white strappy camisole and blue low-rise jeans with a black belt. Kate was on the cusp of joining the royal family at the time, and so she quickly attracted media criticism for the outfit. Around that time, Kate was often spotted wearing dresses with plunging necklines, skirts that revealed much of her legs, low-rise pants, and tall boots. It's probably safe to assume that her original style was nothing like that of a royal. Still, that clearly didn't stop Prince William from falling for her, or marrying her. In 2008, Kate and a few of her friends arranged a fundraising roller skate disco night in London, hoping to raise $200,000 to fund a ward of a children's hospital. Although her noble intentions hit the headlines, her ensemble for the event turned out to be the real talk of the town. The outfit in question comprised a halter top covered with the sparkliest green sequins out there, yellow hot pants, bright pink socks, and, of course, roller skates. Shortly after the charity event took place, the Daily Mail reported that Kate's choice of clothing for the event had been deemed unladylike by Buckingham Palace courtiers, and that they were nothing short of appalled. The outlet also claimed that the then reigning Queen Elizabeth II found Kate to be something of a show-off at the time. You might find it hard to believe that anybody could have found Kate's wedding dress controversial.
It really is a story of great British design, this wonderful dress.
But a lawsuit filed against Alexander McQueen, the label behind the dress, appeared to suggest otherwise. In 2016, Hertfordshire-based designer Christine Kendall sued McQueen, claiming the label's creative director, Sarah Burton, had blatantly used elements of her ideas when designing Kate's wedding gown. As Kendall told the Sunday Times, she had shared her designs with Kate and the palace months before the 2011 royal wedding took place. They even responded with a promise that they'd keep in touch. Speaking to the Sunday Times after the lawsuit had been filed, a McQueen representative stated, "Sarah Burton never saw any of Ms. Kendall's designs or sketches and did not know of Ms. Kendall before Ms. Kendall got in touch with us, some 13 months after the wedding. We do not know why Ms. Kendall has raised this again, but there are no ifs, buts, or maybes here. This claim is ridiculous." That said, even this lawsuit couldn't diminish Kate's love for the luxury label. In 2018, she wore an Alexander McQueen dress for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's wedding as well. During their 2012 visit to the Solomon Islands in Oceania, Kate and William attended a dinner. For the occasion, they wore outfits that they presumably believed to be traditional to the islands. However, the patterned shirt and floral dress the couple donned soon attracted harsh criticism when it was discovered that they were actually from the Cook Islands, which is a completely different country. As it turned out, the two royals and their attendants had apparently been misinformed about the outfits. Clarence House, a royal residence in London, insisted, "We saw they weren't the same design of the traditional clothes we were told would be gifted, so we checked with the Solomon Islands government to ensure the right ones were worn. We were reassured the clothes were correct, and so the Duke and Duchess wore them to the event. It was not learned until later in the evening that the clothes weren't from the islands." Anyone who knows about the British royal family will also know how much Queen Elizabeth loved her striking, bright-coloured outfits. However, it wasn't the Queen herself who decided to dress her in vibrant colours. In 2022, royal expert Daisy McAndrew revealed to Today that the Queen's dressers wanted to make it easier for people to spot her from afar, which may have been difficult otherwise, as she was a fairly small person. Meanwhile, fashion journalist Robin Gavan added,
"It was about being able to say, I saw the Queen. And her attire made that possible."
And yet, in 2012, Kate outshined the Queen during her very own Diamond Jubilee, a national event marking 60 years on the throne. While Queen Elizabeth herself opted for a white outfit for the day, Kate sported a screaming red Alexander McQueen dress that attracted quite a bit of attention, to say the least. The dress offended many, in fact, with a writer at the Daily Mail going as far as to say, "It says something when even Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice were more appropriately attired than the usually immaculate Kate. I blame her family, not the royals, but the Middletons." When it came to royal women wearing skirts or dresses, Queen Elizabeth reportedly always wanted the garment in question to be knee-length or longer. Back in 2016, however, Kate broke that rule when she chose to wear a shorter-than-ideal dress to the celebrations of the then-Queen's 90th birthday. The dress in question was a pale blue Catherine Walker coat dress, adorned with beautiful white lacework. The princess paired the dress with a white hat and nude shoes with high heels. While the dress did entirely cover the upper portion of Kate's body, it left her knees knees uncovered. Exposed knees may not be a huge issue to most people, but some criticize Kate for failing to respect the Queen's rules and preferences on her birthday. In early 2016, Kate and William took their 2 children to the French Alps for a skiing holiday. On the trip, they shared some family photos on their official X account. Although Kate's outfit in the photos might not have seemed inappropriate to the untrained eye, Peter begged to differ. That's because the Restelli guanti gloves the princess was seen wearing were made with real possum fur. Shortly after the photos were shared, the director of Peter UK, Mimi Bekshi, spoke to E! News. She said, "If the gloves are indeed made of real fur, we'll be contacting Kate, who we imagine is unaware that possums killed for their fur are often caught in bone-crushing steel jaw traps." Given that all sorts of faux fur clothing is available on the market nowadays, Kate's choice was widely seen to be unethical. It was also a little surprising, because the royal family has always been vocal against animal cruelty. For example, dogs in royal kennels haven't undergone painful tail docking or ear cropping surgeries since the reign of Queen Victoria, the great-great-grandmother of Queen Elizabeth. Years before her death in 2022, Queen Elizabeth herself stopped wearing garments made with real fur, and both Prince William and King Charles III have been attempting to fight the illegal wildlife trade for many years.
For my part, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to do what I can to help bring key players together to find a way to end this trade.
Notably, in early 2024, Camilla, Queen Consort, announced that she had stopped buying clothes made of real fur. In March 2023, when economic depression had become a serious issue in Britain and inflation was at its peak, Kate attended the Commonwealth Day service wearing a £3,000 suit designed by Erdem. The suit was comprised of a jacket and a skirt made of the same navy blue fabric with small flowers printed on it. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the outfit's astronomical price point led the public and media to criticize the princess for being out of touch. One Daily Mail article discussed what Kate, Queen Camilla, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, had worn for the event. The comments section was filled with harsh remarks against both Kate and the royal family. One person noted, £3,000 for a dress while the rest of us struggle? I think it's time to get rid of these freeloaders. Another commenter, meanwhile, simply wrote, "What a waste of taxpayer money." For the 2023 Order of the Garter service, Kate donned a white dress covered with black polka dots. No big deal, right? Wrong. This dress managed to spark quite the controversy. Once the photos from the ceremony were released, it didn't take netizens much time to point out that the dress bore a strong resemblance to one Kate had sported for the 2022 Royal Ascot. The polka dots on that dress were brown and bigger, but it was created by the same designer that made the dress she wore in 2023. With both of the dresses being designed by Alessandra Rich and looking extremely similar, Kate's second purchase was deemed unnecessary and callous by many. The 2023 dress was priced at over £1,000, and Kate chose to wear it at what was, economically speaking, a tough time for the United Kingdom. Speaking to The Express, style expert Molly Elizabeth Agnew noted, "It's hard to think of a viable reason why anyone, including a princess, would buy a dress so identical to one she wore only last year, especially from the same fashion house. When so many in the UK are struggling monetarily, it can come across as somewhat out of touch." In 2002, Kate wore a sheer black lace skirt as a dress for a charity fashion show held at St Andrews University in Scotland, where the now princess was pursuing her degree in art history at the time. Sporting nothing but a black bandeau bikini underneath the dress, Kate walked the runway with William present in the audience. According to a popular rumour about the couple, this event was where William first fell for his future wife. The £30 dress that Kate wore, created by then fashion student Charlotte Todd, was sold at auction for £78,000 in 2011. The same year Kate and William tied the knot. Kate's college fashion show moment became a hot topic once again in December 2023, when actor Meg Bellany reenacted it for the 6th season of Netflix's The Crown.
Kate Middleton, and you notice I pause here for dramatic effect,
Go on.
is single again.
The dress wasn't exactly inappropriate or unusual for a fashion show, of course, and Kate wasn't even an official royal back then, but it says a lot that it was still able to make a splash over 20 years after it was first worn.